Welcome to Open-Minded Mystics. It's Monday, September 26th, and this is episode 91. What is a vibe tribe and how do I get one? Stay tuned to find out what we're so excited about because October 2nd is what we are talking about. Tracy, tell them more about it because I know you're dying to.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. You know why? Because it's going to be live and it's our first live event that we've done. So we're going to be giving you information of how you too can be part of the Vibe Tribe. You are not going to want to miss this. October 2nd, and it's going to be epic.
I cannot wait to get together with you at Little Bit Farm. It's going to be so much fun on October 2nd. We've been planning it. We spent all of Sunday getting together, laughing and planning and getting excited about all that's going to go on. It's going to be amazing. We have so much in store for you to do, to connect to finding your voice, to stand in your power to become that person that you know you're meant to be. October 2nd is going to be the kickoff of that, and we can't wait to spend that day with you.
Hi, everybody. It's Cheryl Beneducci-Bach, and it is our pleasure to welcome you to our Little Bit Farm. When we want to talk about people who we want to invite to our farm, it's people that we empower and empower us. Our hearts are open. We want to make this the most exciting, amazing, brilliant event that you will never forget. Tell your friends.
Don't forget to tell your friends. We're so excited to meet you. We're so excited for you to be there and become a part of our Vibe Tribe. All you have to do to reserve your spot is email us at vibetribe4444@gmail.com. Include your name, a phone number we can reach you, and we'll take it from there. We cannot wait to meet you on Sunday, October 2nd, 12:30 in the afternoon in Califon, New Jersey at Lil Bit Farm. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Because together we can elevate the vibration of the global population one share at a time. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It is the 26th of September. Where is the time going? I don't know, but I am getting so excited because this coming Sunday is our first live event and it is going to be amazing. Without further ado, I am going to bring out, of course, the most amazing hostess, Miss Tracy Locke, and of course, the most amazing life coach, Miss Kim Mazzella.
How you guys feeling today? Today. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yes, you're still in your golf outfit. I want to hear about it. How was it today, Donna?
Oh, what? Oh, my golf?
Yes.
Listen,
my golf. I like that.
Oh my golf.
You made up a new thing.
It was awesome. It was a really great way to connect with nature, be grounded. I actually went to the golf course where you and me barrel rolled down a hill. I had a really nice memory of that and thought about you. But it was really interesting to just be outside again and be on the golf course. It was the second time this summer, and that's just not enough. But I was connecting with my tribe, which is what we're talking about tonight, my tribe of golfers. And it was amazing because a tribe can be found in so many different ways. And I know that's why you're tuned in tonight to find out what is a tribe, how do you get one? And for that, I have Tracy Locke, Kim Mazzella, who is definitely my tribe. And of course, don't even go anywhere because Cheryl Beneducci-Bach is going to be here with us tonight talking about our Vibe Tribe and our upcoming event.
Yes, I am so excited about that. I'm so excited about this topic. First of all, you guys are my tribe, as you know, and I look forward to every Monday night to everyone that watches Open-Minded Mystics. And we have so many people in our Vibe Tribe. We get so many great comments during the week as well as the shows. But we just want to remind you that the whole point of our Vibe Tribe is that it's interactive. So what that means is we want you to comment. We want you to ask questions. We want you to get involved. Don't just sit behind the computer and watch. You can do that, but you get way more out of the experience when we create it together, just as this says. Together we create. So if you're asking questions, you may ask something that someone who's afraid to ask is thinking, and they'd be like, oh, I'm so glad someone asked that. So please, please, please don't be afraid to get involved. We love having comments. We love having questions. We're here for you. We're all here to learn together. And I cannot wait, Kim Mazzella, to find out about our Vibe Tribe. But I just want to mention one more thing. Donna put up that beautiful video. I love those pictures, Donna. I need you to send me all those pictures. They are such a great culmination of the vibe that is at the Little Bit Farm in Califon, New Jersey, which is like a new area that I've never seen before. Beautiful.
You mean like these pictures like this?
Yes,
Right?
they're
I know.
beautiful. You know what it is? It's the light out there. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm from Bucks County. I've lived all over the country. I most recently lived in New Jersey, and that place feels like another world. Am I right?
Yeah, it does. Good evening.
It really does.
What's up, Chris Casey? Yes. So I'm so excited to introduce Little Bit Farm to our Vibe Tribe members. They're going to absolutely love it. I mean, we have so much going on that for our workshop, but just to be there is like, I'm telling you, it's priceless. It is like being in a sanctuary. You drive up the gravel road and all your troubles just go.
Yeah.
Right. And Cheryl Bonaduce Bach is so welcoming. She just opens up her home to you, and you sink into it, and you feel like, oh, because she's such a big heart and such a big open heart. When you go in there, you can't help but just to feel like, I just want to open my heart in this place. I want to be here and just sink into the light and the flowers. And it's just such a warm and inviting place. And I'm so excited to be able to share it with all of the people who come to our retreat. I'm so excited.
You guys remember Cheryl from episode 82, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. She's Survivor on Fire. She's amazing. She's amazing.
She's absolutely amazing. And the place, I have to say too, I'm very sensory, totally, obviously. And it smells so good. As a matter of fact, can you see my diffuser behind me going on right now with the essential oils? I'm breathing it all in, kids. I'm breathing it all in. And you will too when you go to Little Bit Farm. I mean, that is like fresh air central. It is so nice. So all my North Jersey kids, you need to get there because you're going to be like, fresh air.
It's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
It's awesome. I am so excited. It really is.
All right. So we're talking about Vibe
I'm trying
Tribe.
to find out about this, Kim.
I am. Okay. So we all want a Vibe Tribe. We all want a tribe. We all used to feel, it feels like to me, we used to, in the olden days, have more of a tribe mentality, obviously. But I just mean like even me growing up. I remember that feeling of everyone was out in the neighborhood. Everyone was playing together in the neighborhood. Everyone would knock on your door if you weren't outside and come and get you to go outside. It's not the same anymore. And can we talk about how hard it is, or if it isn't hard, to create a tribe of your own?
It's so funny that you're saying this because I'm thinking about the book Conversations with God, and I don't know if anybody read it, but I've read a lot of different books about over time, and he talked about how we used to be in tribes, and eventually maybe we'll get back to that because that's actually the healthiest way to live. To each of us come together and support each other in what we can do and what we're good at, and everyone's strength plays off of helping everybody in their weaknesses. Like back in the time when the older people, the elders, would take care of the babies, right? Like that's how it used to be. And it still happens from time to time. And it just definitely happens in poorer communities when you have no choice, but really truly coming together to find a vibe. A tribe is very important. I'm always brought to Dr. Wayne Dyer, who said, he talks about tribe a lot, and he talked about how he left his tribe when he was very young, but they didn't know he left. They still think he's a card-carrying member until the day he died. So when we're born, we're given our tribe. We really are. We're born into a tribe, even if you end up in an adoption place or where you're born, that's where you choose your tribe, right? I do believe we choose the tribe we're born into. Now, I just spent my time with my cousins, my whole day with my cousins, and I know many of them would roll their eyes if I say you choose your parents, but I believe that you choose the experience that you're going to have in this lifetime. Let's say you don't. Regardless, the experience that you come into is the experience that's your original tribe, is what you're born with, right? And those people become your pattern. You create your patterns from them. You learn how to relate to people. You learn how to respond to people. You learn what's expected. You learn so much from your own tribe that you're born with. The thing that you want to decide is, does that work for me or not? Is that the way I want to continue my life? If your family happens to be, a family of therapists where everybody is like behaving in a way where everybody's like coming to each other in health, that's great. God bless you and more power to you. Chances are you're not watching this show right now, but most of us are born with challenges in our tribe. And most of our tribes create patterns that aren't necessarily healthy. Not all. Some of them have very healthy patterns. Some some of the things that my parents, so your original tribe is like your inheritance, right? Your original tribe, what they get right is your inheritance. Some of us get a work ethic from our tribe. Some of us get a, the idea that family blood is thicker than water. That's really a tribal belief, right? But some of the things, I just read Jeanette McCurdy's book. I don't know if anybody read it, and it's called I'm Glad My Mother Died or something like that, which was a terrible title. And it sounds like clickbait.
In case you're just tuning in, what I think is, let me simplify something really quick, in case, because I've seen the numbers going up, and they're like, I'm sure that people are like, what did I just tune into? Talking about tribes and how we can continue to build them and what a tribe is. And I think what basically you're saying is the first tribe that we have is undeniably our family, no matter who our family is, whether we are born into them and that's our inheritance, or like you said, if we get adopted into them.
Yeah.
Right?
And the thing is, where they get it wrong is sort of your gift. And it's also where your original tribe gets it wrong ends up being your curriculum, right? Do you find that the things that your parents or your tribe got wrong ends up being your curriculum in life? And what I mean is what you have to learn, right? That ends up being what you have to learn. So we're given a lot of patterns, right? We come into patterns and they're really easy. I know people who are very, very clean because they would, they touch something and that their parents would scream at them and they were terrified of that. And that trained them to, be very clean. And I know people who aren't so much that the way. And there's no judgment in either. You just tend to learn certain patterns from your tribe. And the thing is, most of us have to go and seek a more supportive tribe, because most of the time our original tribe calcifies. We get stuck in ways, we get stuck in patterns, and it's hard to break out of them. So what do? We have to create what we call our vibe tribe, and it's not necessarily easy to do. So I wanted to talk about, most people, it's not easy to do, because first place, you have to figure out who you are first. Right? Like, think about it.
Yes.
You have to figure out who you are first and because a lot of the times I know in my 20s, I was creating a vibe tribe based on what I thought I wanted to be. Does that make any sense?
It's interesting. It's interesting because of so many that you bring that up, Kim, because so many different speakers on self-development say you need to hang around who you would like to become. You need to be around, you are the culmination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Right. You need to be aware of where you're putting yourself and, whom you're surrounding yourself with, because that's going to leak into your life, whether you like it or not. So I do agree that you have to figure out who you are, but you also have to figure out, like, what am I striving for? Yeah. And what am I looking for in other people? I think it's a lot of work in a good way. Right. I think it's like something that building a vibe tribe, I think you need to do consciously. And a lot of people don't.
No. And I actually, when I was a young woman, and I was really starting the process of healing, I had a really good coach. And what that coach said to me is, well, what's important to you? What do you want to do with your time? Like, okay, you obviously have to go to work or you have to make money. None of us really get to not somehow sustain ourselves financially, right? That you may be a mother, right? And you have to take care of your kids. There's some way you're going to exist financially. There's something that you're doing that is your job that you have to do. You if it is raising children, if it is taking care of parents, there's those things that you have to do. But what are you doing in your other time besides cleaning your house? Like, that may be something you have to do too. Once you get all your jobs done, what are you doing? And so he gave me an assignment, and it was really great. And it was the first time I ever created my vibe tribe. He said, what things do you want to spend your time doing? Go and do them, and then do them a couple times, even if it's for 10 minutes, right? So if you want to learn about flowers, go to a flower show, right? Like, if you want to, because I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and there was a flower show. That was one of his things, but nothing against flowers. I didn't really want to learn about them. But if you're interested in, drumming, because they have these like drumming ceremonies and these sacred ceremonies, if those things interest you, go to them. And I was like, I don't want to go alone. And he said, you can go anywhere for 10 minutes. Just walk in for 10 minutes, go somewhere for 10 minutes. And what you could do is just pick random people in your life and see if they want to come with you. And you just start telling people, do you want to go to this drumming thing? Do you want to go to this thing? You know, and the people that might be interested might come with you. And that's a good way to start your vibe tribe, right? Or because there's always, I mean, if you look in magazines, or you'll always find events near me. If you're interested in spiritual life. So I was very interested in spiritual development. So I kept going to spiritual things and kept inviting people. And unfortunately, most of my friends at that time didn't want to go to those things. They just didn't.
But isn't that interesting? And did you at the time, were you like, wow, was it like, hey, Linda, was it like a weeding out process consciously?
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I was weeding them out consciously.
Okay.
I really didn't. And I mean, my best friend stayed my best friend, right? But what happened is I stopped spending as much time with her. And then I met this guy who ran this thing. It was called a Peace Project. It still exists. It's somewhere in Philadelphia or somewhere in Northeast Philly. And I used to go to all those events, and all of those people became my friends. And that's where I learned about A Course in Miracles. That's where he really started talking
now,
about.
Are you in touch with them? Are you still in touch with some of them?
It's been like 30 years. No, not well. Okay. Actually, I do have two people I still know on Facebook through them, but I moved to a different state. So yes, but
what do you say to somebody that actually is just independent and doesn't want to build a tribe? I know that sounds crazy, but I'm listening to what you're saying, and there's so many times because of, you know, the tribe that you inherit that perhaps turns you off from joining things. Like, say somebody's watching that feels kind of like they don't have that built-in tribe. Like, I know that I'm very sorry for, you know, your loss, but you today said that you're with your family because you went to, somebody had passed. I find it's amazing that you have that many family members. Kim, and Tracy are both two of my very good friends that I find it incredible how large your families are and how in tune your families are and how involved they are. But what do you say to somebody that doesn't really have that?
Well, I think we vibrate to different levels of connection, right? Like, so I was raised around 1 billion people, right? Like, so I think that became easy for me to be with that many people. But even intimately, I don't have 1,000 intimate relationships. And when I mean intimate, I mean like soul relationships. I think we all have different levels of what works for us. But I think that the question that you want to ask yourself is my life fulfilling me, right? Like, is my life fulfilling me? Is my level of support fulfilling me? And am I supported? Like, do I feel like I'm of service? Because I do think that, you know, we were talking today about, my cousin was talking about how he had a friend who just made so much money doing something he hated and how miserable he was. He was in finance and he was just really unhappy, and that money alone isn't enough to sustain a life. Being of service tends to be of service. And I know even Rob has said this, being of service tends to be fulfilling in any way you are. I mean, my daughter wants to go into forestry, and her version of service might be working the land. I don't know what she's going to do in forestry.
Working the land. Working the land. What is she? Little House on the Prairie? I love you, Kim. She'll be working the land. She's going to be hugging trees. That's what she's going to be doing.
That's kind of
But you know what she's going to be doing?
No.
If she works in forestry, she's going to be clearing the forest so there are not huge forest fires. She's going to be maintaining trails so that people like us could go hiking and love it. She's going to be talking to people, saving people who get lost.
Yes.
Talking to people who are interested in the national parks. Let me tell you what. A job in forestry in the national park is a banging, excellent, incredible job. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Okay, well,
every park ranger I've ever talked to in any national park loves it. It's like, I'm surrounded by this gorgeous beauty. I get to expose other people to it, and I get to be a shepherd of it and maintain it and make sure it's, you know, it's doing well. What's not to love of that? And plus, she's going to live in a killer place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You have a great place to visit.
I just think that, but that is a perfect mirror image of my question.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about that, right? That is a mirror image of my question. You're saying, like, so she's going to be in forestry. I don't understand. Like, you know, to me, that is building a tribe in the way I would love to build a tribe that way.
Right.
Because I would not be able to manage, like, growing up the way I grew up with really very small amount of family. I can't fathom what you both have when it comes to constant, not constant, but like continual being around family. My family is 3 people. It's me and my 2 daughters. That's my core family. I love trees. Like I could go hug trees all day long. Tracy went on a trip with me, and I could be a lone goat, like going through the Grand Canyon.
But you say that, but you still do have a great number of people.
But you have a huge tribe.
I have a huge
tribe.
But they're not the tribe I inherited. They're the tribe that I attracted and created.
But some of us want a huge tribe that we attract and create, right? And some of us want to stay with our original tribe. And some of us do a hybrid. And I mean, I do think that some people just need a few people, and some people, but the question that you ask yourself is, do I feel fulfilled? Is my life fulfilling me?
I love that. I love the hybrid tribe. I'm gonna put that up. I love that. Write that down.
That's really cool. Well, you know what's really interesting, Donna, that you put up something on not Girls Go. You put up something up on Open Minded Mystics about being hyper independent, which I thought was very, very interesting.
Yes.
So, Kim, if you saw that, it was people that are hyper independent have had trauma, early trauma, where they couldn't rely on people, so they've become ultra independent. And it's kind of like I thought it was fascinating article, because it's like a shielding mechanism. So if you build this wall and you just do everything yourself, and you're just like, you know what, I'm going to handle it, I'm not going to have to worry about anybody, then you really don't worry about anybody, because you don't rely on anyone, because you feel like you cannot subconsciously. So I feel like that's an interesting wrinkle in building a tribe, because I definitely have found that I am not a good person at asking people for help. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like I'll be like, you know what, I'll figure it out. And I just do that. And then people have said, and the ironic part is, I am happiest when I'm surrounded by people that I really like. But a lot of people will say to me, you're very hard to get to know the real me, real you. You don't really give a lot of information out about yourself, which is true. I don't. But but the weird part is, I'm the opposite inside. I love being around people. So it's like this weird dichotomy.
But I do think that being of service is being like, it's not necessarily about what you receive, right? Sometimes I think those ultra independent people also can be very much of service to others, right?
Yes.
You're probably more of a giver than a taker, right?
Right.
Or a receiver. That might be a better word. More of a giver than a receiver. And so, I think a couple things. The universe strives for balance, right? Like when we are out of balance, we start to know. We do, because life becomes uncomfortable. So there's something in your universe that is probably pushing you to become more open, right? I don't think the universe lets us sit around this, I can't tell you how many times I work with women who talk about what they want in a partner, and they'll be like, I want a partner who, when I say be there at 6, they're going to be there at 6. And I'm always like, okay, so what the universe is going to send you is that late person, because that's right. Because if we think we need a certain thing, the universe will say you need nothing, right? Like you need nothing, because it's about figuring out that your joy doesn't come from what they're doing or what they're saying, right? But there has to be I do think that A Course in Miracles talks about the fact that if we were supposed to only be the one here, there would be nobody else, right? If we were supposed to learn alone, there would be nobody else. The reason for other people is because that's how we love, right? Because we cannot love ourselves. Even my dog must hear this, because she came and she's looking at me like, I love you so much.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm talking about love, and she's just staring at me.
That's
what you're going to say. All right. Have a snack.
I mean, part of loving ourselves is learned through the tribe, right? And that's why sometimes so much trauma happens in the tribe, because our parents weren't trained and their parents weren't trained. And I do feel like this generation of people knows more than they've ever known about self-love and self-healing and taking care of ourselves, and how the things that we're supposed to overcome, so much more than our parents did, and so much more than their parents did. I think that the internet has brought to light, and yes, our light brings up light. It also brings up shadow. So we do see a lot of negativity in the world, but I really do think that we know more than ever about the way people should behave. and the way
Yes.
people should be treated.
But isn't that ironic? Because I do feel that. I agree with you 100%, Kim, that we have the most information that obviously than we've ever had. Everything's at your fingertips. You can find out like, hey, remember when you couldn't look things up and you just had to like read about it or, read about it happenstance or
You're like, I'll find that answer for you tomorrow in the library.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Now it's literally at your fingertips. You can find out like 3 seconds later. But I find it ironic because we know the best way to self-love, and I feel like a lot of us are more disconnected than we've ever been. It's just so ironic. It's like we have both things right there and we can't seem to figure out how to put them together. Also, I feel like behavior is not what it used to be. Like, for instance, I just had this scenario where I was like boiling and I'm like, why am I getting so upset about this? So, I work in New York City and I was taking the bus in and it was standing room only. And it was an elderly woman got on with me. And do you know that not one person got up to give a seat? And I was literally going to start screaming on the bus. I was like going to be like, what is wrong with you guys on this bus that none of you get up to give not me, to give an elderly woman a seat? I can stand. I'm fine to stand. But this woman is not okay to stand. And not one of you will do it. And not one of them would make eye contact. Because I was making eye contact with everyone. I was like literally this close to like saying something. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cause a scene on this bus. And it's 7 a.m. in the morning. And oh my goodness. But it was, I literally, guys, I had a half an hour drive in and I was steaming from 7 to 7:30 about how no one would give this woman a seat.
Okay. So I have to ask Kim as a life coach.
I actually was thinking about that.
What does that actually mean? What part of it is pinging? Like, I know right now, Tracy, first of all, you're one of the kindest, most giving people I know, and you would give the seat up for someone.
Absolutely, without thinking.
Well,
I think all of us would give that seat up.
Right.
But what is it, that lesson that I'm dying to know? I'm going to stop.
Okay. So I was actually, when you're doing this, I'm like, what would A Course in Miracles say about this? Right? Because this is where I go. Like, what would A Course in Miracles say about this? The world, you see what you expect to see, and you feel like the world is an unjust place. And you've been talking about how New York City is an unjust place and how it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And so you see what you expect to see, right? There might have been 20 other good things going on, but you saw that and it was making you angry because you see what you expect to see. So what I want you to start doing is saying, thank you, universe, for making New York City a better place. New York City gets to be a better place every day. I ask that so much love. I was watching Marianne Williams and she was making me laugh because she was like, whenever you go to a place, just throw love in it. Just like, and then she was making me laugh. I'm like, really, Marianne? But like, really, like, just think about like sending beams of love. I'm walking into the subway. I just ask that all love happens. My eyes only see love. I only see through the eyes of spirit because the world will always give you what you expect to see. It really does. So most of us expect drama. Like, let's face it, on a global, on a community level, we expect, whenever anybody says, I hate people, I'm always like, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't say
right.
that. Don't put that out into the world because the world is a reflection of us individually. It's also a reflection of our community, right? We can pick up the pollution of other people. We can step into a bad vibe. We can. Now, the only thing is you only can feel that bad vibe if you have some sort of alignment with it, which is kind of hard because the whole world is, there's a lot of bad vibes out there. There's a lot of good ones too. There's so many. And you know what, Tracy? There are a lot of people giving up their seats for people in New York City. Right. Oh,
wow.
So it's not just New York, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're right. It's global. Yeah.
Right.
Tina. You're guilty of what? What could Tina Kopko be guilty of?
She may have been tired and didn't want to give up her seat. It happens. We've all had.
No. She's having a grief recovery group that starts on Tuesday, 6 to 8 Eastern, whatever that time means. I still don't even.
It's on Tuesday, 6 to 8. It's awesome.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, I'm very interested in that. I'm going to do that. I can't wait till that actually starts. I think it's starting in October.
Yeah.
So they haven't set a date up for that for sure. But that is something that I'm looking forward to because I do feel that that's part of, creating your vibe tribe is dealing with all that trauma. But finish what you were saying. You guys were talking about that.
So it's not that there's not shadow in the world. Believe me, it's not that there's not, but here's the thing. It's like, you want to turn the volume up on the good, right?
Yes.
You want to turn the volume up on the good so
Yes.
that it becomes bigger, because I mean, and I said it before, the Course in Miracles says your light attracts light, but it also brings up shadow, right? It brings up that shadow to clear out. Like, you can't walk forward in the light without some shadow. A shadow, it's impossible.
Yes.
I mean, just try it, right? So your light is going to bring the shadow. There is, I mean, there are Jeffrey Dahmers in the world. These people exist, right? But we want to make the light so big and so bright, they're just pushed off into a corner, right? They're just pushed off into a corner so that your light is so bright. So think about it. The more light there is in a space, the more the shadows get pushed to the side. I mean, the longer they get, but like the more they get pushed to the side. We want to expect it. And so here's the thing. When you create that vibe tribe, like for the people who are saying, I don't want to be with people. Well, your vibe tribe then can be one or two. I mean, if you have those two people in the world that you give service to and feel of service of and feel like you can support each other in the world, well, that's enough. I mean, I know for me, when it comes to friends, I've always had just a few friends, because I always say, like, for me, friends are intimate relationships, right? So I'm not really
Yes.
good at small talk. I mean, you see what I talk about, right? So small talk is tough for me. And so some of us need less than others. But I do think that in order to create a fulfilling life, you do have to have that circle of support. And I guess that's what a vibe tribe is, a community, and a community that you can create joy with.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask you, which I think is really important, especially for all the, open-minded mystics that are watching. So obviously, if you're watching this show, you're of like mind, or you're interested in what we're talking about. So Kim and Donna, let's talk about how you can cultivate the types of relationships or the type of people that you want. So let's use an instance where we're talking about where maybe you didn't have a super healthy upbringing, or maybe the people that you used to vibe with are definitely not where you're vibing now. And so you're saying to yourself, like, I want to intentionally set up a vibe tribe. I don't want it to just be happenstance. Is there a way to do that as well?
I was talking about that. So it's funny, because you could even do this with the people that become your partners, right? Like, so the thing that you want to start thinking about is, what do you vibe to? Like, what are the events, people, places, and things that you kind of vibe to, right? Is there an author or a thing out in the world? Like Livy, my daughter, would vibe at forestry things, right? Like, she likes to just go on walks and pick up frogs, and I don't know, like that. And she finds those people who wants to go on walks and pick up frogs, right? So it's easier when you're young. But in order to create a vibe tribe, you got to go, like, figure out where those people would be and then go to those places, right? So I said I started going to churches. I went to like 42 different types of masses in 1 year, because I wanted to figure out
which is so cool. I think that's
you can only do it in Manhattan. I'm going to tell you, because I lived I kept finding
so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I went to all different types of things, and I just walked into places before they found the Unity Center, which is so funny, because it was the closest to me of all the places I went to. I don't know why. So in Manhattan, they used to have all these different things, but they had something called the Unity Center. It might still be there. It was with this guy Eric Butterworth at Avery Fisher Hall on Sundays at 11 o'clock. I don't know if they still have it. I mean,
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see if they do.
But they have the Unity Center in Montclair too. It's different though. But it's really kind of cool, because at the last 20 minutes they would meditate of that.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
That's very cool.
Yeah, 20 minutes. And when I found that place, that is where I made friends. And so from that place, that's where I migrated to the Manhattan Center for Living, which no longer has been out of business for 30 years. But so I'm not saying you have to go to these places. What I'm saying is, be intentional. Like for me, it was about, I wanted a spiritual center and I couldn't figure out what I was. Like I couldn't figure out what I was, but I knew what I wasn't, and the funny thing is I had been reading A Course in Miracles and I didn't really think of that as my spiritual center. I needed fellowship. I knew that I needed some sort of fellowship. So some people get that in church. What spirit moves you is roller skating, then just go to different places to go roller skating and find people there. If what moves you is art, go to art places and find events where you could find art places. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to find your vibe, but you can find your vibe tribe online now. You can find your vibe tribe online. I'm sure some people who are watching the show are part of our vibe tribe.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't find your vibe tribe.
So, Donna, what do you do?
Well, first, I also wanted to say, if anyone is observing Rosh Hashanah, Happy New Year to those of you that are watching that might be observing.
Speaking of vibe tribe.
Yes, and that is exactly it. That's what made me think of it. One of the things I know I loved was, and you can do it whether you go to church or not, but check out a soup kitchen. And for me, when it was a holiday, especially Thanksgiving would come around, and maybe it was one of those moments where I didn't connect to being with certain members of the family because it was difficult. I found my vibe tribe was to go to a soup kitchen and cook for others and to be a part of community in that way and doing things in that sense. Cleaning up a park and doing something for the environment was definitely something I found important for my vibe tribe, because my tribe does vibrate. And when we say vibe tribe, it's not just a cute, kitschy name. It is, if you know about energy and you've ever walked into a room and you walk in and you feel like, oh, something's not right here. That's a vibration. That's an energy that you're feeling from people. And walking into a place that you're like, oh my God, this feels really good. This feels really like comfortable and familiar. Then the vibe there is like in your right frequency. Abraham Hicks says, you can't listen to like two different stations on the radio at the same time. It's got to be tuned into the frequency that you are looking for or feeling or putting out there. And like begets like. So for me, that was definitely a truth of like just doing that, finding that out. And also just like walking into a place and feeling, am I connected? Somebody seemed like they catch my eye. Today we went to get a bite to eat after golfing, and there was somebody sitting next to me and my friend, and she had to leave, and I went up sitting there for a few minutes, and we had one of the most amazing deep discussions. And it was just because we were sitting and we overheard us talking about hiking and a conversation sparked. And it was just like, you never know when you need to be somewhere and who you need to talk to. And I mean, that's actually a really I think it's a nice way to bring in someone else that is in the green room, because one of the things that we are trying to do is to include, you that you're watching, having the opportunity to meet us live and to have become a part of our first live experience, in-person experience, which we're having on Sunday. And I know, like, the three of us, I feel like we are this amazing, people like to skip rocks in, a pond, and just go with me with the visual. And I feel like the vibration that we give off has always been this ripple effect where the three of us will either simultaneously or time, like in sequential order, throw out these things of our knowledge. And why it works together so well is because what we put out there reverberates and vibrates. And I see people and I hear from people who watch us and who comment. And it's like, this is a vibe tribe. It's very obvious, but we are building all the time. So for instance, Tracy, you met Cheryl and you knew immediately you guys have to meet Cheryl. Mm-hmm. And then Cheryl was introduced to myself and to Kim, and we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's like the next layer began. So, I think without further ado, we should bring out Miss Cheryl Beneduce-Bach, since we've got only about 15 minutes left.
Bring her out. Hey, there she is.
One of the obvious things too about your tribe is exercise, and I thought about it last week when you introduced us to another member of our vibe tribe, Miss DW Denise Washington, DW Spinner 55. You guys watched last week. Amazing. So thank you very much for that next connection.
Well, sometimes I think to myself, and it's not luck that we meet people. It's not by chance. It's not. I believe we meet people for reasons. And while each one of you were talking tonight, I don't know if you saw me, but I kept taking little notes because when something touches me, and each one of you touch me in a different way. And what I mean by touching me is you resonate inside me. And I always know like a vibe attracts a tribe. That's the only thing. Like my vibe was attracted to Tracy being on a stage. She found me in the audience. I had a vibe for her. Donna, when I spoke to you, I felt the vibe, and that it vibrates. But, and same with you, Kim, each one of us has a vibe. It's an energy. You put it out there in the world, but you don't know where it's going to go. It's almost like if you opened your window and you threw something out and it's splattered all over, but some pieces are going to go in the right spot. And I believe we've got the pieces that are put together to start such a tribe with such a great vibe. I think it's electrifying. And I don't use that word because they used it in that movie that we all loved and danced to, but I feel electricity when I'm around you. I feel charged up. I feel like if my battery's going down a little bit, then I listen and I bring it up. And that's what I feel also when people come to Little Bit Farm. It's energy received, but it's not energy received in any kind of negative way. There's so much love. Our property has a story about every plant. Our welcome has a hug that you will not forget. Because when I hug somebody, I hug it to feel their heartbeat, to be honest. Because I feel the beat of them and hope they feel the beat of me and know that they are always welcome in my home. So when we all got together to do this vibe tribe, which can I honestly say I heard you say, Kim, about givers, that Tracy is a giver and not a receiver. But can I tell you, I'm a giver too, but the best thing I receive is giving.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's the best gift. And I get back all the time. And I'm like, wow, I felt that. And then little things that I think about, vibes and vibes of people. Everyone that's on tonight and listening, you could pay millions to be around. And I'm not just praising us because the four of us are on here, but people have paid millions to be around someone to get something just that touches their heart, touches their spirit. You've heard of kindred spirit. I call it spirits kindred together, because that's what we are and that's what we're looking for. We're direct. We say it like it is, how we feel, but that's the way I would want something in my life as a friendship. What we've gone through in the last 2 years, I believe we need something like this. We need something that empowers us, that we feel so good about it. We welcome each and every one into our tribe. There's never a tribe that's been too big. You've never heard of anyone said, well, our tribe's too big, we got to cut it now.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna cut back.
We're going to cut back now. We're going to get rid of a few. There were some other things that said, I think about tribes of being not just a tribe, because that's what comes after each one of our vibes are applied, and everyone has a little bit of something that they give. Our day, honestly, put together, excites me so much that when I go to bed at night, I keep thinking, when is October 2nd going to be?
Right.
When can we have this? When can we be together? When can we share with each and every one of you out there who we are, what we give, and what you give back to us? It's not just our vibe. It's our vibe uniting yours and making it one. We're very excited about October 2nd. So for those of you who are just hearing about it, Little Bit Farm is going to be a little bit of magic. I promise you. And I welcome you.
Woo! Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Cheryl Beneducci Bach. Let's talk about that. So what she was talking about, we've all been talking about open. Can you keep that up, Donna? Because it's really good. Open-minded mystics and Survivor on Fire. We present Step Into Your Power, the series. So this is the first in a series, which I'm so excited about. It's this Sunday, October 2nd, from 12:30 to 3:30 at Little Bit Farm, which is like the most magical place, 84 Pickle Road, Califon, New Jersey, you don't know where Califon is, you're going to love it when you find it. For only $99, you're not even going to believe. Okay, so it's interactive workshop with signature mocktails, which I must say are fabulous and delicious. I've had them. Decadent delights and so much more. So what they were saying, thank you, Donna, for having that up. What we've all been saying is just the cool thing is, I feel the same way you do, Cheryl. Anytime the four of us get together, I feel so energized when I leave. First of all, I never want to leave. I'm always like, man, we have to go already. It went so quickly. And when I leave, I just feel like I've been plugged in, where I'm just like, wow, those people are people that I really want to be around. They all inspire me. They all make me feel good. I feel like I could run through a brick wall after sitting there going through all that stuff. Not that I would, but if I had to, I could.
And, we were really lucky because we got to actually hear the lesson that Kim is teaching. So for those of you out there that are wondering what's going on, if you've ever been a part of one of Kim Mazzella's, either her private groups, her women's groups, or our private, we did the virtual groups. Honestly, I mean, to do it in person is going to be the next level.
Yeah. And the virtual groups were fabulous. And so in person, off the charts.
Yeah. And stepping into your power is just all about it. It excites me so much to talk about. There's so much that we're going to talk about. It's just such a big topic, and I can't wait to take a bite out of it and just really teach what I'm about to teach. I'm really looking forward to sharing that knowledge and learning from all the people, because the student is always the teacher and the teacher is always the student, and I'm so excited to be able to expand and share what I've learned and learn what we do there. It's going to be so much fun, and just hanging out with us is fun. So
well, the cool part too is that one thing I just want to say that I really think, it doesn't come across in the flyer, because, you can only put so much on a flyer without it being like, whoa, this is overwhelming. But there's going to be so much going on. So obviously Kim is the focal point, and she's going to teach us like a fabulous lesson. But then we're going to be doing all kinds of interactive things that are based on the lesson that touch on different senses. So there's going to be like a physical thing that we're doing. There's going to be an artistic thing that we're doing. There's going to be a sense of smell and taste. So all of your senses will be utilized in the workshop. And it's very hard to get that on a flyer, but right. That's why I think I really wanted to talk about it tonight, is because we have so many different things, because everybody learns differently. You know what I mean? There's different styles of learning. Some people could sit and take notes. Some people have to physically interact. Some people have to get up and be physical. Some people just like to sit back and observe. And all of those things are going to be addressed during the workshop, which I cannot wait.
Sneak peek. We're going to touch on the fifth chakra, you guys. So I'm so excited about that. And learning about the fifth chakra is going to be amazing. And I just know that, there's just so much going on. There's so much going on.
Yeah. And it's so funny because when we talked about what we were going to originally talk about, and I talked about finding your voice. And so the fifth chakra is all about finding your voice. And it is my favorite thing to talk about, this particular class. So I said, we'll start from this class, and it'll just snowball into all the different chakras and all the different things that we're going to learn about. But it's not just a class. It's so interactive. There's going to be so many other pieces. I feel each one of us is going to bring something so awesome to the table to really make it just such and it's like we shoved a whole bunch of stuff into 3 hours. It's going to be so much fun. And so when you come, you're going to learn so much, but you're going to have a lot of fun too while you're doing it. I'm just really looking forward to it. Us all feeling empowered. But whenever I think about it, I just think about everybody feeling so empowered and joyous by the end of the time. And it's hard not to when you go to Little Bit Farm. It really is. Just showing up there is part of the process, part of the joy.
Just so you know, one of the images that Miss Tracy Locke shared with me this evening to put up looks a lot like what we're going to look like at the end. Yay! We are going to be in the most amazing silhouettes. And look at this, you guys. If you watch our intro video, which I will be putting back up, excuse me, but we'll be recreating these poses the day that we're going to be at Little Bit Farm. It's kind of like that, but a lot nicer. And I don't want to get anybody too excited, but you should be excited. You should be really excited.
One other thing that each and every one out there, when you are welcomed into the door of Little Bit Farm, the greeting is really going to start your vision of what your day starts. And I'm telling you, I want to walk in that door. I don't want to be inside. I want to walk in that door and meet Miss Nature at the door. And I'm keeping this surprise for you guys. But one other thing I also want to tell you, last night I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and I kept writing down vibe. Why am I writing vibe? And the only thing that came to me was what we're going to do is visit inner body components and share with our tribe.
That is so
I-
funny that you said that, because I sent a picture today, Cheryl, to Tracy and to Kim, and I wrote, did I send it to you guys, right?
Yeah, I have it.
Now, this is what I wrote, and I'll read it to you. So I put the word tribe on my whiteboard. T is for trust, R is for respect, I is for intimate knowledge, B is for believe, and E is for evolve. And I think that is what we are going to do.
Love it.
I love that.
It so much.
Did you put that up?
I want to sign up. I would like to sign up because I would like to, like, a couple times.
I'm gonna actually put this up for you guys. All right, so don't put it up there.
You need to put that up. So wait, so she came up with that, and Cheryl, you were on a like mind. What is your vibe? What does V stand for with your vibe?
Visit,
right?
Visit inner body components.
Ooh, look at that.
Everything comes from the inside, and it's whether we release it out or we hold it in, and that's where it really needs to be released. That's why deep breathing and exhaling. And I mean, honestly, I can't tell. I mean, I know I keep saying how excited I am, but I'm so excited. Maybe that's why I'm not sleeping. Like I want it to be Sunday. I want us all to be together. I want to meet new people. I want our new tribe to feel our vibe.
Yeah. And the cool part is, as we said earlier, when we put the flyer up, it's a series. So it's not just going to be one and done. That's the whole point. The whole vision that we had when we started this podcast, it's almost how long has it been?
Well, 91 episodes. So it's almost 2 years.
Wow.
2 years ago was exactly what we're talking about. Creating a tribe of people who are like-minded, but open-minded, who are willing to learn and want to go on the journey of discovery together. That was the whole reason we started this, was like, hey, so many people have so many questions about different things and are afraid to ask. Why don't we pioneer it and just like start doing it and figure it out and just learn as we go and just have a ball and bring people along with us? And it's culminating, it's not over obviously, but this is when we're finally able to physically all be together. And I'm just so
I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm just so thrilled to be a part of it. And then I'm just thrilled that it's finally happened.
Well, I thought about this too. I forgot to say it before, is that we've been building this vibe tribe one guest at a time. Because think about the guests that we've had on, including last week and going forward. Like every time we have a new guest on, it's like we are increasing our tribe. Here's my image.
Very beautiful.
And you did that where today?
Yeah, you did today on the whiteboard in the basement that we were supposed to use for football picks.
That's awesome, though. But that's
I went
great.
downstairs and I was just like, it just hit me in the head. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's got to stand for something, right? Trust, respect, intimate knowledge,
I'm writing it all down,
and evolve.
I love it.
That's what a tribe is to me. It's like you have to trust the people that are in your tribe, respect the people that are in your tribe. You have intimate knowledge, and we know that it's like a safe space.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's something I wanted to mention about a tribe, by the way.
Yeah.
The people in your tribe that are like from your original tribe, you can take them with you. I want to mention that I've had a friend for a really long time, and she was in my tribe, my original tribe, right? Like she's been my friend since very young. And I found that there were certain components of things that were going on in our relationship that I wanted to like kind of walk away from. But I loved her enough that I took her along for the ride. And she is now part of my current tribe, right? But it's almost like we had to change our vibration with each other. Like we would get into bad habits because, from my family of origin, it's a lot of fun to talk about people, right? Negatively, right? And I don't want to do that, right? I stopped wanting to do that in my 20s. And by our 30s, we both stopped doing that. So you can bring your tribe with you. You can train your tribe if you want to.
You can elevate your tribe.
Yeah.
Elevate your tribe.
Yeah. I always joke around that I had to train my friends. So most of my friends were my clients.
Well, it makes sense. It's exactly what you're saying. Is like you know, you get to a point in your life where you're like, I want to create my own reality. Like I have the power. When you realize, and we talk about manifesting, that you have that power to create any reality that you want. And so many people don't realize it and don't know it, or won't take that responsibility, because then if things go wrong, the person that's responsible, you're looking at in the mirror and you're like, oh crap, I created this, right? But you create the bad, but you can also create the great. And that's what we're really trying to focus on, is like, you can create anything you want. And when you go to Little Bit Farm, that's what's so cool, is that Cheryl and her husband have created like, it's like a magical, it literally is
it's magic.
a magical place, but they created it with how they cultivated everything about it.
Yeah.
From the exterior to the interior to the way that they treat you when you're inside of it. It's like Disney, where you go, you know what I mean? When you go to Disney World, you know it's going to be top shelf from the beginning to the end. They're going to create a magical vibe for you, because that's what they're doing. That's what they want to do.
Well,
And that's what
it's the extension of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, exactly. And we all know that we have to get a merit badge to become a tribe. We have to go through 12 weeks of a process. It's like, if you make it through that, then you be her friend. And I love that about it.
But if you have a friend that you want to elevate their vibe, bring them to our vibe.
That's a good one, without having to say anything. Be like, you need to come with me to this.
Yeah.
I actually love that idea. It's like a trust walk only, right? Or a trust fall.
Yeah.
It is literally the end of the show. We have like 3 minutes left. You know what we have to do. We have our rituals. That's another part of our tribe, is a ritual, which I love. Let's see what kind of messages we're going to get. And then think about what it is that you want to say to send everybody out with this evening. When we go round the table, which I know it's like squares, but it's our table. And if you want to be a part of our table and you would like to secure your space at our table, the way that you're going to do that is you're going to email us at vibetribe 4444, because there are 4 of us, and that's what we did. 4444 at gmail.com. And what you'll be doing is you'll be signing up to become the newest member of our Vibe Tribe when you attend October 2nd, which is this coming Sunday, everyone.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it, with all the planning. And you will be coming here with us to Little Bit Farm, 84 Pickle Road in California, New Jersey. Once you email us with a phone number we can reach you, we will let you know how you can do your payment, and we will let you know, give you the directions again, and send you this lovely flyer so that you know what to put in your GPS. And it'll be amazing. All you have to do is bring yourself, an open mind, an open heart, and really that's it. I mean, what amazingness is that? And for those of you out there that watch Girls Gone Green and don't want to sit home and watch football, isn't this the perfect way to get out of a football Sunday, ladies? I have to tell you, I'm going to be manifesting. Well, Wilson will be in this week, and that'll be great, because if you want to hear about the Jets, you have to tune in Wednesday night at 8 Congratulations, Tracy, to your Eagles.
Thank you. Big W, big W.
And tonight is Kim's game is on, and Rob is watching because Kim is a big Dallas Cowboys fan. And if there's
what?
You know if there's a score?
I actually was waiting to find out. I'll let you know in a second.
Let us know, because I'm dying to know, and I'm going to be running from here to go watch the end of that game. Okay. Let's see, Kim, since you've been so good about waiting, and we're hoping that Dallas does something for you, even though we have an out of the blue guest on our show on Wednesday night. Kim, tell me when.
Oh, okay. Stop.
Okay, there we go. Kim, first one up is fear. Oh, he's afraid that the Giants are going to beat her, but, have no fear. Archangel Michael is here, and Michael Strahan, and help you through the present time. I love you, protect you, and keep you safe. Trust that all is well. Accept my love and allow it to dissolve your fear.
That's awesome.
And the bottom card is heart and soul. When making your decisions, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us. Choose through love, not fear.
I can't even tell you how much that just actually meant to me right now. It's like really crazy, but anyway, that was perfect.
I am a witch.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a good witch, but I'm a witch. All right, Cheryl Beneduce Bach. I'm going to go in the order of the boxes that I see here tonight. And let's see what kind of angels you have on your side. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. And we have vision. Oh, a positive outcome requires a positive vision. Visualize everyone involved in your present situation, surrounded by light and love. Make sure to include yourself, Cheryl. Your love has the power to influence and transform the current event. Gee, what event is that? Positive thinking. Positive thinking is vital in creating a healthy and abundant life. A positive attitude, along with positive beliefs and thoughts, are crucial ingredients for creating happiness. Don't worry. Think love, Cheryl.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
That was awesome, right?
It's 3-3, by the way. 3-3.
Oh, it's 3-3? Okay, cool.
Maybe we can tie and it could end in love.
Here we go. You ready? You ready, kids? Stop right there. Stop right there.
Here?
Ding, ding, ding.
Or here?
Right there.
Okay. Middle path. Embrace both sides. The middle path is the road to a balanced and more peaceful life.
Ooh, middle path.
Oh, and heart song. What is your heart saying, Tracy? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love, Tracy. That's so true. And don't forget, anyone that's watching right now, if you are vibrating to the same vibration of any of us, then those cards are for you as well. And here are this is my message. Let's see what we got.
Turn on your heart light.
Oh, think global.
Woo!
Yes. You're being encouraged to spread your wings, Donna. Think outside the square. You are a citizen of the world. Expand your vision. Imagine the world within your heart. Embrace it. Surround it with love and let it be. And so it will be. I love that one. And clarity. That's the oil that I was given by my friend Cheryl Beneduce.
Wow.
Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. Angel. Yes, Angelique. Angel. There's my angel. Angelique, that was a good one. This was a great show, you guys. Any last words?
I want to put up that flyer one more time.
Oh,
I just want to remind everybody, thank you all so much for being here. And we want to see you this Sunday in New Jersey. There's the flyer. Take a screenshot of it. My friend Donna has taught me all about screenshotting. So you can take a screenshot of that so you can have that on your own so you can do exactly what it says to do and check us out. And Donna, can you put up one more time? How do they reach us?
Oh, sure. Vibe Tribe 4444 at
Bam!
I knew it. I knew you were going to say it. Isn't that great? I'm so excited. Please.
You read my mind, girl.
Oh, look at this. I love Tina. I so wish I could join you all this Sunday. You're so part of my vibe.
Love
a beautiful day at that farm. One day I will come to New Jersey and visit Little Bit Farm. Absolutely. And I will say, just for our very dear friend, Tina Kopko, who I cannot wait to meet. I know that Kim has had the pleasure of working with her. Please don't forget this. Also, I'm going to take down this little sign. If you would like to join the grief recovery group, you can definitely do that starting in October, and you can email or go to this is like a tongue twister, authentically, which is adorable.com. And I love that. We are just like, I love our tribe. I don't know what that, we have a huge tribe.
We really do. We're very blessed.
I know.
And also Sunday, any vibe that wants to come, they can bring their tribe also. So you can bring a friend or a foe, or this would be a great gift for a friend also. I always look for the best gift, the gift that gives back to them, gives them 100-fold. So if you're thinking about someone's gift, this would be the greatest gift.
What a great holiday gift.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Guys, I love
you guys. I can't wait Sunday. I can't wait till I hug you guys.
I can't wait to hug you guys.
Woo!
Stay in the group, ladies. I'm just going to send us all out with a quick video. I hope you have time to stick around because I love you and I want to say goodnight personally. But here you go. Have an amazing night. See you guys next Monday, episode 92. Welcome to Open Minded Mystics. It's Monday, September 26th, and this is episode 91. What is a vibe tribe and how do I get one? Stay tuned to find out. what we're so excited about, because October 2nd is what we are talking about. Tracy, tell them more about it, because I know you're dying to.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. You know why? Because it's going to be live, and it's our first live event that we've done. So we're going to be giving you information of how you too can be part of the Vibe Tribe. You are not going to want to miss this. October 2nd, and it's going to be epic.
I cannot wait to get together with you at Little Bit Farm. It's going to be so much fun on October 2nd. We've been planning it. We spent all of Sunday getting together, laughing and planning and getting excited about all that's going to go on. It's going to be amazing. We have so much in store for you to do, to connect to finding your voice, to stand in your power, to become that person that you know you're meant to be. October 2nd is going to be the kickoff of that, and we can't wait to spend that day with you.
Hi, everybody. It's Cheryl Beneducci-Bach, and it is our pleasure to welcome you to our Little Bit Farm. When we want to talk about people who we want to invite to our farm, it's people that we empower and empower us. Our hearts are open. We want to make this the most exciting, amazing, brilliant event that you will never forget. Tell your friends.
Don't forget to tell your friends. We're so excited to meet you. We're so excited for you to be there and become a part of our Vibe Tribe. All you have to do to reserve your spot is email us at vibetribe4444@gmail.com. Include your name, a phone number we can reach you, and we'll take it from there. We cannot wait to meet you on Sunday, October 2nd, 12:30 in the afternoon in Califon, New Jersey at Little Bit Farm. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.